Do you mind if we move that out the way?
Yeah, sorry.
What is that?
These are my bangers to motivate me to make banging music.
Hey guys, welcome to Club Duvet, a weekly video series where I interview up-and-coming bedroom producers. I'm with Obmal, and we're actually in his bedroom today.
That's me.
Yeah.
Welcome to my crib.
With you Manchester United.
Oh yeah. Representing.
He's an Irish and Berlin-based techno producer. He's going to talk to us a little bit about how he got into music production, and he's going to take his record shopping, and he's also going to tell us a little bit about how he overcomes creative block.
I started DJing about 4 years ago. Me and my friends started running a night because it was quite hard to get a gig unless you knew someone in the industry.
Yeah.
And we were only starting off because we were quite young. But all our mates were going to clubs and we were like, why don't we throw our own event? And so we can play it basically. And ever since then I was already listening to music, like all types of electronic music, but I started DJing house and techno, and there's really no better buzz than DJing to a crowd and seeing them dance to whatever you do.
How did you make the transition into making music?
Well, I finished secondary school and we were still doing the club nights, and I really wanted this because I had such a good feeling DJing, playing other music to a big crowd, big or small. Sometimes there was about 4 people in the room, but
We've all done that.
I played in front of more. So, but I really wanted to see how much better the feeling would be if I could play my own music and see people dance to my own music. And so I started producing a bit when I was in college in Dublin, and then I got really into it because I really hated the course I was doing. I was studying business and it just wasn't for me, although it was nice to do. I made some good friends, but music was the thing that always kept me sane. I decided to do it a bit more and came over to Berlin 2 years ago, met a friend. He was doing the course on music production and he just showed me the college and I was like, this is what I want to do. Yeah. So I came over here and I haven't looked back since.
So you started DJing house and techno, is that what you're producing now? And how's your style evolved since starting to learn how to produce music?
House has kind of gone out the window, even though I still appreciate it. I kind of got way more into techno since I've been here. There's a huge scene, obviously. It's Berlin, and I don't care what anyone else says. It is the kind of hub spot of the world for techno.
Absolutely.
And it's quite a harder, heavier sound here. It's definitely influenced me in my production.
Can you talk a little bit about like how you actually go about making your tracks? What particular software do you use? Do you use any hardware?
Okay.
Do you use found sounds?
Yeah, well, when I started making the track, I used Ableton. I used to use Fruity Loops on this computer that I built when I was like 15 years old with a friend, but I just downloaded all these free plugins like Photoshop and stuff. I started making music there, but it was pretty shite, I'm not gonna lie. And then my friend Harry introduced me to Ableton. He showed me how to download it, and
Harry's here, right?
He is. He's sitting over there. But he showed me the kind of basics of Ableton, and then I learned a lot online through YouTube. When I say a lot, it really wasn't a lot, but from what I knew back then, it seemed like I was going to make it as a music producer. But so when I started a track, obviously with techno, it's all about the kick drum.
Yes.
So I try make a nice kick and some real groovy percussion to get me started, and then, but when I make the song, I'm always like developing the original sounds that I have put in there, because once I have like a basis of the track down, it's much easier to be like, that kick needs to be deeper, the percussion needs to be brought out more, and then with the rhythm of the percussion I could maybe think of a nice synth or bass line that I can bring in and lay on top of the track. But for me in my techno, my kind of main priority would be the percussion, because a lot of fast-paced techno, it's quite hard to get. It's not hard to do melodic stuff, but I like a heavy impact with like nice snares and some crispy hi-hat.
Your setup it looks really simple.
It's pretty basic, but
that's all you need. You don't need too much.
For any up-and-coming producers, you don't need any hardware. Once you have Ableton, you're sorted. If you have the money, I'd advise buying some hardware, because you do have a nice organic sound, but you can do everything you want on the computer. So
totally. I mean, I started DJing on DJ app.
Might get a different song out for it. When I start a track, as I said, I start with the kick drum, so I'll show you a little. It's pretty basic kick, but I find it gets quite boring when you just have a kick on every 4 to the floor, so sometimes it's nice to add in a little break beat just on top. Probably can't hear it so clearly on this, but it's slamming. This is basically a sampler drum machine. I got this off a friend who lent it to me, but he lives in Ireland, so he's not getting it back. If you're watching this, Mackenzie. I love messing around with samples and making them sound as different to the original sound as they do. So I use not a lot of samples, but I do, when I'm looking for inspiration, I definitely go through my sample library, put something on, maybe distort it a little bit, and just mess around with it until it sounds nice and cool.
So can you tell me a little bit why Berlin? Why did you choose the city?
Because it's such a good scene for techno music in general. And I feel like once I do have my music out there, it'll be a lot easier to kind of get gigs through promoters, because they can fly you from Berlin, which is cheaper.
Totally.
And like a lot of the techno producers I would aspire to not sound like, but aspire to be like, they're all based in Berlin. And on my flight over here, I was playing at a festival the day before I moved here, and Nina Kravitz was playing at the same festival. And she was on my plane. I was just like, oh my god, it's Nina Kravitz. But I couldn't take a photo because I broke my phone at that gig, so it was a bit annoying. And then I went to a record store like 2 days after I moved, and I met another guy called Dustin Zahn, which I'd brought over for a gig in Dublin before, and I was just like, they're all here. This is the place to be. So,
it totally is. So we're just outside your favourite record store in Berlin.
Audio In.
Yep. And then you're going to show us a little bit about
the kind of music I'm into.
Totally. Alright, let's go inside.
Here we have a record by Underworld, Born Slippy. It's probably the most known electronic music song from people who aren't that in touch with the music scene. They were playing at a festival in Ireland last year as well, and I'm definitely going to buy it. Even though it's quite pricey, it's nice to have a classic song to get the crowd going. I know it says disco, but there's always many ways to turn old schools into new tracks, and I have a turntable at home, so what I do is sometimes I come here, pick up some songs that you would never hear me play in the club, but it's always nice to pick some samples from them and then try change them around and squeeze them into your new style kind of techno track. Ben Sims is a kind of prime example of that. He has lots of disco edits which he's made into techno tracks. This is a record by Joannes Hill. He produces quite similarly to Neil Armstrong. It's kind of, they're on this label called Killikill. I saw them both play over here last summer in Grease Mueller, which is a club over here, and it's a real kind of unique old school warehouse sound to their mixes. Pretty nice to have one or two of their tracks in your collection for whenever you want to get the crowd going.
We're at Urban Spree and wanted to sit down at a location that you really like in Berlin.
Yeah.
So why did you pick this place?
Pretty cool place. Whenever I bring friends over, it's a real central spot in the heart of the Friedrichshain, which is where I spend most of my time in Berlin. And It's there's a nice sweet bar over there, cheap drinks, live music, and there's also a club in there.
Yeah.
And there's another one just right beside it called Suicide Circus.
Yeah.
Which is pretty banging as well.
Yeah,
So.
I remember when I first came to Berlin, and it was a Sunday morning, and I like got off the plane, was on the train, and coming off the S-Bahn at what was it, Warschaustrasse, and it was just going bang, 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 and I was like, I've arrived.
Welcome to Berlin.
Yeah, and it was what, 9 in the morning, and it was just still going.
No, it doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop. Yeah, like, how do you overcome your mental blocks? Like, I'm sure you're experiencing them making music all the time.
I do.
Yeah.
Not as much as I used to.
Okay.
But definitely over the last year, whenever I was like struggling or I was like listening to the same loop of the same song for like days on end, it's just like, oh, kill me. But I used to, I don't anymore, but I used to just roll a fat spliff and smoke that, let the creative juices flow. So,
kids, don't try that at
don't
home.
you dare. It's only for ginger people. So, yeah, I used to do that, but now I feel like with time you kind of overcome this. So the more you produce, the more you find ways of doing it yourself.
Yeah,
and obviously, it's not going to be the same for everyone. But for me now, for me personally, I just close the laptop. I go out, have a drink with my friends.
Yeah.
I just don't produce for maybe a day or two.
Yeah.
Go to a club, listen to some music that
helps
inspires you. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I can't listen to anything.
No.
For me, I just want to not do anything
I know,
related to music.
Yeah. Sometimes I listen to a song and just like, my music's never going to be as good as that. But everyone's music's different.
Just for people that are kind of starting out, who are on the way up, maybe they've yet to open Ableton, or they're just starting to get used to how to use it and whatever, or any other production software for that matter. What single piece of advice would you give them for those starting out?
Best thing to do for starting off is to just keep on churning out the tracks. Don't spend too much time on the track. Like if you're spending more than a week or two and you're at it every day, it's like you're gonna get sick of it essentially. But it's also, you should just give up and move on to the next, or save a certain element, bring it into the next track. Because there's nothing worse. Like I've spent months on tracks and I finish them and I'm just like, okay, I'm sick of that shit. Time to move on to the next. So yeah, just keep on making songs and don't spend too long on it, because you're going to get sick of it. And you learn something new from every song you make.
What's kind of the future look like for Obmal?
Obmal.
I'm going to get a reputation that I can't pronounce
name.
any of the artists' names in this series, man.
I should
have just kept it Lambo.
I know. The reason I didn't keep it as that is because if in modern day music, it's quite hard to like search. Like a lot of, when people find their music, they go online. That's what I do anyway. I search up artists, and when you type in Lambo into the internet, all you get is all these mad cunts driving Lamborghinis down the motorway. So that's why I reversed it and changed it to Obmal. Which, in my mind, isn't as good, but it's not about the name, it's about the music.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for like taking me on this amazing journey of your bedroom and taking us record shopping and audio in and out, and now we're in Urban Spree. It's been really great, and it's such a nice day in Berlin compared to what it was last week when I was interviewing Mario.
The summer has started. The beers will be out. We are here.
Make sure you guys tune in next week for more Club Duvet interviews, and in the meantime check out all of Obmal's tracks. We're going to put links below in the comment section, and feel free to also just give us your feedback and let us know what you think of his tunes and what you think of the series as a whole. Back next week for more Club Duvet.
Ciao.
Ciao.